The truth don dey come out small small. Make una come hear wetin really happen. Make una come lis ten to this trending video now wey dey play for this background here, where this man dey narrate some story about wetin really happen for Uromi, Edo State, some few days ago here. Lis ten to the end so that you go understand everything wey dey go on, because Arise News ask am many questions about the update. So lis ten to the end so that you go understand everything wey this man narrate for inside this video. And wetin this man talk at the ending of this particular video, na wetin really make this video now dey trend. Make una lis ten and make una check the video, and I'll come back to react to this video.
When these people were stopped, they said they were going to go in to search the vehicle because they had local information that they were actually carrying arms. So in the process of struggling to go inside, one of them stabbed one of the vigilante guys.
For joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me on this one. Thank you for viewers.
Great. The tragic incident in Uromi has shocked a lot of people. Jungle justice in broad daylight. Yeah. From a security standpoint and an indigene of Edo State who understands the terrain, what exactly is going on with the security situation, and what do you think went wrong in Uromi?
Yes, thank you very much. You know, security situation is insidious. It doesn't come overnight. So there are indicators which you must tap into know how to make preparations to address them. You see, in the absence of, in 2020, those states started witnessing this surge in kidnapping and all sorts. So I remember a few retired officers led by General AVM Okpere set up, some group of officers to midwife the amorphous vigilante group that were operating at that time. Amorphous in the sense that there is no command and control. Some people just gather them together to say they are vigilantes. So we tried to midwife that amorphous structure, and they came in with a very viral structure. But the government at that time did not give us the support. Number one, you need an enabling act to be able to operate. What we did was to operate under the community policing. At least we have an access to do what we are doing. And what is the main function of vigilante groups? To gather information, which we process for intelligence to work. But the riding factor is that they must work under the command of the Nigerian police force. So these gaps cannot allow to fester. Now, for a very long time, you remember in 2022, this same Uromi, there was armed robbery that robbed about 5-6 banks. Then in 2023, Igweben, AKM railway station, there was abductors, kidnappers that went away without visible response. So this has been going. But we're happy that we have a new governor who has tried to fill the gap. Because what we have had is people do what they call need assessment in security situation, but there's no readiness assessment. Right. This governor has come in to fill that gap. So immediately he came in, he set up a security corps. What that means is that there is now an enabling act for vigilante to work. So it's work in progress. They are streamlining the structure. They are doing disarmament, demobilization and reintegration of those elements to form a viral force for them to operate. And let's not talk about practical governance. This thing happened yesterday. This governor was in Abuja. He left 4 a.m. this morning to go to Uromi. This is response to stimuli. If every elected leader, can behave like this, because the primary purpose of government is the welfare and security of the citizens.
Right. Okay, I mean, it's interesting. You've laid a very interesting background to all of this. And I'm wondering, the ban, there was a ban on vigilantes in Edo State by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. Is that counterproductive, or you are saying that vigilantes themselves could be constituting a threat as far as security is concerned in Edo State? I know the governor did call for a stakeholders meeting. He had a meeting with security, officers not too long ago to chart a way forward. What exactly should the governor be doing now? Because you're praising him that he's, proactive, he's showing commitment. What are the things that need to be in place
the
now?
IG has to come in at that time, because some of those vigilantes that we're talking about were trained for election purposes. So because of the dangers, they portend, if you allow them that freedom of movement, because there will be chaos. So he banned the operation of vigilantes. But the new sheriff is in town. The new governor has come in and he established a Edo Security Corps. Now they have a platform to put these guys together, train them, and properly restructure them for effective performance. So the gap has been filled, but it's work in progress, like I said. It will take a while, to bring these guys together and to train them, to fit the role they are supposed to play. The good thing is the structure is in place, and the governor to tell you that he was just, not playing with words, and it's not a tongue-in-cheek approach. Bought about 100 Hilux vehicles. You had one that DPO said they have just received 4 Hilux vehicles. All the commands in Edo State are now being fully equipped. Brand new Hilux vehicles.
Well, it will take a lot more than 100 Hilux vehicles or 1,000
now,
to address the security situation in Edo State.
But the security situation comes in pockets.
Right.
It's not that the whole state has been enveloped. So with mobility, you are able to respond when area A is attacked and area B is free. So they all mop up their resources and logistics, to assist. But you cannot operate without equipment. So that is the difference.
Okay, let's go back, retired Major General, to my question about the particular incident in Uromi about jungle justice.
Yes.
These were said to be travelers, and their vehicle was stopped and searched, and they found Dane guns, according to reports, and so they were burnt alive. How do we address the situation? I think the question that really is bordering for me is, how is it that communities are able to take laws into their hands? Is it that they lack faith in the states, in conventional security? What exactly is happening? What has led to this?
Now, what happened was that there has been these, incidences of, kidnapping and here and there. So there is this belief that a particular set of people with their code of behavior and order, for instance, most of these causative factors are now becoming headers and crisis disease that used to happen in Benue. So when people bring cows to come and breed in Edo Central, especially that Uromi area, I think what they need to do is to ranch them. Because these cows are just let loose, damaging the farmers' crops. So there is this tension that is already boiling that these cows are damaging our food crops. So the taking laws into hand is one area the governor is looking at now. Because no matter what happens, you do not have any right to take another person's life unjustly.
So how do you check this effectively to ensure that you don't have another Borno, on our hands? I mean, the herders-farmer clashes all the way from the north, it seems to be moving down south. What needs to be done to check it very quickly? You talk about ranching.
Now, first and foremost, the leaders of this community that allow these people to come and rear cows for them must sensitize the people to know that they have come to do legitimate business and not, this underground movement. And you must know your environment. If people flock in to say they want to work with you, do you know their identity? Have you processed them to know whether they are genuine or not, or whether they are hiding under the canopy of, cattle rearing to cause mayhem? So the leaders of the community themselves should be alive to their responsibilities. If you allow people to come and rear cows and say they pay you homage or whatever, you must let them know that there are laws that are governing, that environment. And the police too has to be very proactive when these issues happen. Those people that did that, let me also correct one impression here. It was not a one-sided thing that happened in Uromi. Right. When these people were stopped, they said they were going to go in to search the vehicle because they had local information that they were actually carrying arms. So in the process of struggling to go inside, one of them stabbed one of the vigilante guys. So in the process of that, hell was let loose. But that is not justifying the action because it's condemnable, and taking another person's life unjustly is not part of our culture in that area where we come from.
President Tinubu has asked for a manhunt. The governor is also promising that justice will be served. But really, we've seen so many jungle justice in this country. Do perpetrators ever go, do they really face justice in this country? The victims, do they ever get justice is my question here.
Yes, the difference is, the leadership responsibility. When a leader is conscious of what has happened and he really wants to address the issue, his faith maintaining the social charter, to know that the welfare and the security of the citizens as his own will make the difference. And that's what this young man has done in Edo.
Time will
Okay,
tell.
yeah, thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight. Major General Cecil S.A. Haibe is retired and, of course, a security consultant. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Ngozi.
on News.
Thank you for watching that video. So guys, before you leave, look at the top here, do well to subscribe and also put on notification bell so that whenever we upload any video in this great platform, you will be the first to see it. And please don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up and also spread this video and also share the video so that other people will still come across this particular video. See guys, I will see you guys some other time.